Today, even though he's my least favorite Batman, he still has some of his moments, and that is George Clooney. I'll be sharing my top 10 favorite George Clooney Batman moments. Feel free to share your favorite George Clooney moments down in the comments below. Starting at number 10, George Clooney's cameo in The Flash. I really felt like this ending was a slap in the face, personally, but I still think it was kind of cool that Clooney decided to come back and kind of be in on the joke, that Ezra Miller's Flash would be trapped in the worst timeline as far as Batman is concerned. Originally it was supposed to be Michael Keaton. R. Barry from the DCEU thinks it's Ben Affleck on the phone. They do a good job at kind of like obscuring the voice, even though you can tell it's George Clooney. He steps out and Flash is like the audience. Who the F is this? It was kind of fun of like, Batman, what are you doing here? Who are you? It's just like, Barry, come on, don't call me Batman in broad daylight. And he just had that funny expression, That exchange was just priceless. Even though I don't like it as an ending, it still is a funny George Clooney Batman moment. And let's face it, this isn't the first time WB killed off Keaton's universe and replaced it with George Clooney. After that, at number 9 is the conversation Batman and Robin have in Freeze's lair after they arrest him. They talk about Pamela Isley, and I love this because it's after the first battle, and they both kind of have Pamela Isley on the mind, Poison Ivy on the mind. And she's like, I'm totally over her. Me too. And like George Clooney's Batman says, like, nice stems though, buds too. I love that conversation that both men are affected by Poison Ivy's pheromones, but also you get to see kind of the brotherhood there between Batman and Robin during this investigation as they explore Freeze's lair, discover that he has a wife. I just like that little interaction. This movie is full of camp like the 60s show, but it does have a great theme of family, and that's one moment between Batman and Robin where they're not arguing, where they're kind of agreeing with each other and just kind of have bonding, over Poison Ivy that I like. After that, at number 8 is when Pamela Isley crashes the telescope reveal. I love this moment because we get to see George Clooney's Bruce Wayne side. In real life, he's perfect. On paper, he's perfect to be Batman. Does he bobble his head a bit too much? Yes, but this is one good moment where he felt like Bruce Wayne. And this is a Bruce Wayne that got over the trauma of the previous movies, so he's a bit more looser. He's a bit less serious. You get to see his awareness and care when it comes to the jungles and the illegal experiments that were going on in the Amazon. And he even invites Pamela Isley to the Batman-Robin function that they were going to have with the ballroom dance. I love that. That felt like Bruce Wayne from the animated series, where yeah, he does his obligation to be a billionaire, be a CEO, but he also cares. And he cares not just in the Batsuit, but outside the Batsuit. After that, at number 7 is the fight. When Poison Ivy and Bane crash the ballroom, as well as Mr. Freeze, and you have all Freeze's goons. I love Batman and Robin fighting while Freeze and Poison Ivy are having a conversation. I love that scene where Batman punches through the little disc thing, and he's just like, good night. And the guy knocks out. That whole sequence is just awesome. And who could forget the Bat credit card? After that, at number 6 is the argument. After they let Poison Ivy go, Chris O'Donnell's Robin as Dick Grayson. He's just upset. He's just like, it's your way or the highway. One day I want there to be a Robin light in the sky. And then George Clooney's Bruce is just like, yes, it's my rules that keep us alive. And if you want to stay in this house, you abide by them. I love that moment. This Batman's been doing stuff for a long time, so he knows what he's doing, but also he has to learn to trust other people because he was solo for so long. He has to learn how to trust family and trust others. But then he also knows what's right and wrong and how to do this. And that's what he's trying to get through to Dick Grayson of yeah, you may think you know everything, but you're going to stay alive if you do what I say. After that, at number 5 is after the Barbara Wilson, Dick Grayson motorcycle chase, where he's just like, Alfred is just tired of being here as a servant, and he's like, he's family. He's just like, this isn't family. He's sick. And she leaves, and then you hear Bruce's voice saying, Alfred's not sick. He's dying. That's such a deep little moment. Could have been acted better. Yeah, I love how Bruce, he's silent about it, but he knows when somebody's dying, and he knows that his father figure of Alfred is slowly dying. And that is a great theme in this movie, not only of family, but dealing with death, things that are beyond your control. Batman's gotten over so much grief in this anthology that he still has stuff lingering in to get over and accept. After that, at number 4 is one of the best moments of Batman and Robin. After the whole banquet scene, we get Batman and Robin chasing Mr. Freeze, and you get that awesome scene with the statues in Gotham City disabling the Redbird controls. Robin mad, and then Batman going up on the hand, and you see Mr. Freeze like it's a cold town tonight. And he like freezes the Batmobile. You see like George Clooney's Batman like eject through there and then like crash, and then you just see like the bat wings. Like that whole moment felt like Batman Returns. Like that right there felt like Batman. And, you know, Joel Schumacher's movies with Val Kilmer and George Clooney use like early CGI, so you get kind of a cool flight sequence like he did in Batman Forever. I love this. We actually get to see him arrest a villain, not kill him, halfway through the movie. So that was something that was very different too. After that, at number 3 is another awesome scene. A bat bomb. I love the bat bomb scene. Batman's interaction with Mr. Freeze, having Robin save him. I thought you round up a few thugs. Watch the first step. And they go through, and you have that awesome scene where the bat bomb blows up the thing before it makes a crater in Gotham. You get to see Batman and Robin like gliding through the damn air. Like that whole sequence is amazing, all the way to Batman landing on Mr. Freeze and then Robin getting frozen. After that, at number 2 is an extremely underrated George Clooney Batman moment and an extremely underrated Batman and Robin moment. When Mr. Freeze is defeated, he's talking about his wife being dead. It's like, but your wife isn't dead. It's like, anybody can take a life, but to give life, that is true power. That is a power you once had. And I love that he talks to him about McGregor syndrome, saving the wife, continuing the research, but then also Mr. Freeze giving Batman the cure to stage 1 McGregor syndrome. So Alfred's life is saved. Such an underrated moment because we see vengeance, we see the brooding dark nature of Batman, which is present in the comics. But I like seeing the lighter side of Batman where it's not camp, but it's about saving lives to make sure that nothing like what happened to his parents happens again. But this also showed great sympathy with Mr. Freeze, where he actually wants to help people, you know. Batman's just one bad day of becoming his rogues gallery. How you react to what happens in your life, that's what makes the difference between his rogues gallery and him. And that's one thing that I think makes him such a compelling character. But this is such an underrated George Clooney moment. After that, at number 1 is the best moment in Batman and Robin, and a promise of a better movie and story. I love the interaction he has with Alfred. He's having flashbacks after Freeze's arrest. He's thinking back to when Alfred took care of him. And Alfred says, you spent your whole life dealing with the death of your parents. But what is Batman but an effort to stop the madness in this world, to stop death itself? And George Clooney's Bruce is like, but I can't, can I? And Alfred's like, none of us can. Such a great theme, but then also the realization that this father figure of yours is dying. And that's all of Bruce's family left, outside of the Bat family with Barbara and Dick. So it's a deep moment for his Batman, and a very, very underrated George Clooney scene. He shines in that moment with Michael Gough here. Anyway, those are my top 10 favorite George Clooney Batman moments. Feel free to share yours down in the comments below, and check out these other videos for more content. Till next time, everyone.